So this post is going to piss off a lot of low vibrational white women. So if you're a low vibrational white woman, I would advise you to go ahead and scroll, because I ain't arguing with you. If you want somebody to argue with your fucking mother.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. I wanted to, before I start the video, mention I do give all the creators, the original creators, I give them credit. The TikTok watermark and their actual name is in each video. So you can always zoom in, but I do give credit. Now, I'm not feeling well, so I'm not coming in on camera. That's why the picture is just there. Sorry. Thank you and welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm so excited and happy with how fast the channel is growing. I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to Katie Bree for a $10 super thanks. And I also wanted to say thank you to Nikaru Amarfi for $10 super thanks as well. Thank you for supporting the channel, and for those of you who prefer Cash App instead of super thanks, this is my Cash App. Thank you so much. Now, to get started on the video, a woman named Morgan came out and created a fake outrage. And she stated that liberal women or threatening Southern women, saying that we're coming for them, we want to hurt them, we want to jump them. I have looked up and down on TikTok to find a liberal woman saying this, and yet I have yet to find any. She claimed that 4B movement is for them, right? The 4B movement women are coming after them, and you know what? She's going to start the FAFO movement, which is the F around and found out movement, in return, which is just so confusing and so fake, because we know, if you've been on my channel, FAFO is actually F around and found out, which we started, because of the people that voted for Trump. Now, there is no proof of this starting with her, right? And she said, with the 4B movement, the women in the 4B movement are threatening her, liberal women are threatening her. We know, again, if you're on my channel, I talk about this all the time. The 4B movement originated in Korea, and it is about, Korean women deciding, you know what, we are not having sex with men, we are not marrying men, we're not dating men, we're not having children for them, right? And women took that and said, you know what, we're going to participate in this movement as a form of protest because of the election 2024. That's it. Over centuries, we have heard of white women's cries, their fake tears, and when they lie like this and they create these fake tears, they pretend like they don't know how it affects the other group of people that they're lying on, right? When it comes to Black women, when it comes to Black men, when it comes to Emmett Till, right? They know what their white cries do. And it's so weird that in this day and age, 2024, modern years, that you are not just now lying on Black, brown people, you are lying on your own people. You are using your white tears against your own white counterparts, which is so weird to me. And I have a few stitches to share with you guys of their white counterparts calling them out on it, and asking this woman named Morgan, where are you getting this information from? Where are these liberal women that you are speaking of that are saying they're going to, jump and hurt and pew Southern women, conservative women? Where are these women? And so I wanted to share these stitches with you guys of people's opinions, and I will give more of my thoughts at the end of the video.
Southern women, we have been summoned, okay? And it is time for us to start our counter 4B movement not the Etsy type, and I think that these 4B women are learning the hard way that they should have probably asked about us before coming for us, but it's too little too late, okay? They have woken the beast that usually stays all the way up out the way, is non-problematic, and just stays in our little Appalachia home, okay? But they've summoned us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the around and find out movement. We're going to have green bracelets because we are a walking green flag, not a walking blue-haired red flag, okay? And we're going to unite.
Oh, honey,
and
you're a red
it goes
flag.
without saying, honey, we all ride at dawn, but don't worry, we will be home in time from the Molly Wapization that's about to happen, in time to get the casserole and the bread out of the oven.
There seems to be some confusion as to what the 4B movement actually is.
Southern women, we have been summoned, okay? Before coming for us.
Okay, I literally had to stop the video right there because it was just too much. Now, far be it from me as a man to explain or mansplain something to a woman, but under the circumstances, I really don't think I have a choice. The 4B movement is literally a movement where women actively choose to not date, sleep with, marry, or have children with men. That's it. It started in Korea, in South Korea, and it's gaining popularity in the US for obvious reasons. But that woman came on here and seemed to think that Southern women were being called out by 4B women, which is just not happening. It doesn't have anything to do with women. It's about me, men. And the fuck around and find out movement is specifically, in my opinion, for people like Nick Fuentes, who fucked around and is now finding out. And all she seems to be doing is just yelling stuff into her phone, either because she A, doesn't feel like she's involved, or B, has nothing better to do. And I will say what I have always said, either help or get out of the way.
The infection has spread.
Oh, Southern women, they've ground and found out, baby. Not only is our ground and find out movement gaining traction, okay, they are realizing what a massive mistake they made by summoning Southern women and getting us out of the cut and off the mountains we live in, baby.
Need some clarification. Is Missouri in the south? I'm in the southwest corner of Missouri. And I heard you're gonna jump Southern women. I'm originally from Colorado, but I've lived here for 3 years, so
I said, give me one of them Smith & Wesson.
I've seen a couple of videos of people talking about Southern women are going to start being jumped because we voted with the red wave, right?
baby girls, y'all are not ready for this group of Southern women, okay? Y'all forget one thing. Not only are we Southern, by the grace of God, but most of us are Gen X.
The lie is currently making its third wave around the world, and the truth just got up to put on its pants after putting on its drawers. And see, this is why white women who want to wear blue bracelets to show that you're not one of them, this is why you want to wear those blue bracelets. This is why you want to separate yourself from them. And this is exactly where accomplices come in. Not allies, accomplices. Every woman that voted against Donald Trump in this past election who want to separate themselves from these women, y'all know somebody just like it. Y'all do. Y'all know a white woman just like this. She's a coworker, girlfriend, high school friend. She's in your family. She's in your friend group. She's in your text group chat right now. Rather than putting on a blue bracelet, why don't you cuss up a blue streak at them for their complete stupidity, in believing a lie, for their complete misunderstanding of why women voted against that motherfucker in the first place, about all the things that they fucking did when they did vote for this motherfucker. So you don't have to be in the faces of black and brown and native and indigenous women. You need to be in their faces. Those faces right there, because you're not going to sit up and tell me that these women that made all these dumbass videos, and the guys, there are white guys out here, you come for Southern women. Ain't nobody come for your woman, dog. Ain't nobody coming for your woman. Don't nobody give a fuck about your woman. Keep her. But every white woman that did not vote for Donald Trump, y'all know a woman like this. If you want to truly not be an ally but be an accomplice, it's time for you to confront them right now. Do not wait. Right now. When you see or hear some stupid shit that they just put out, you need to be on their ass. You need to be on their ass like a rash from poison ivy. You need to be on their ass. Why is it the job of black and brown and native and indigenous women to fight these women with this level of stupidity? This is your time. This is your motherfucking time. You mean to tell me none of these women know anybody? Really? Really? I don't know who they are. Get the fuck out of my face. You know them. Some of them are in your family. Some of them are in your family. You gonna walk your ass in the fucking Thanksgiving dinner in 2 weeks with them. You gonna stuff your mouth with potatoes, or you gonna cuss these stupid asses out? That's not our job. That's not black women's job. It's yours. Here's where accomplices distance themselves. You ain't gotta film it. Don't film it. Don't. For whatever you do, do not film it. But what you do is you make a stink. You make a fucking stink. You make a fucking fuss. Become a motherfucking problem. At the table. At the table. Some of these women are your moms. Some of these women are your aunts. Some of these women are your cousins. You're just going to sit at that damn table with them and do nothing when you know this is the type of shit that they're out there doing? Really? Or is this going to be your moment where you finally stand up and go, that's the stupidest, dumbest, non-happening thing I've ever heard of. The fact that you sat there and said that shit is stupid. Don't get mad because women in general are not fucking wanting to find common ground with your dumb ass. You out here saying this stupid shit. This is the part where allies talk, accomplices do. An ally will be all up in our face going, I told my... No. Don't tell me you did it. Don't tell me you did it. Just do it. Be like the Nike commercial and just fucking do it. This is your moment. You will truly show your ass as accomplice? Stop buying blue bracelets. Find your motherfucking friend or your family member that's saying this stupid shit and wear their ass out verbally. If that means you get the fuck up and get the fuck out, you get the fuck up and you get the fuck out. This is your time. We will see.
Southern women, we have been summoned, okay? And it is time for us to start our...
No, Morgan, no. Liberal women were summoning you for the past several months. We've been calling out to you, telling you what we think, feel, know, and understand. But you didn't answer that call. We were calling out to you to alleviate harm to women, and you didn't answer that call. Your choice and your decision will harm you enough. We are not going to need to do that, nor would we want to. Not only would we not want to, but we don't have time to, because now we're busy in our communities. I'm busy estate planning because if my marriage to my wife is dissolved, I want our family to be protected legally. I'm busy shoveling money into my savings account in case, I don't know, the Affordable Care Act is overturned and insurance companies can deny me coverage for my ovarian cancer treatment that I'm still receiving all these years after diagnosis. or if Social Security is dissolved and my parents need a little extra financial help because they're retired. I'm also busy trying to strategically plan my next steps when it comes to my kids, because I still have 2 kids in school who have IEPs. And if the Department of Education is dissolved, as Donald Trump hopes that it will be, what's that mean for them? Also boosting the content of Black creators on my platform, especially Black women-owned businesses for the upcoming holiday season. Trying to teach other liberal women how to spend their money, because after all, we make 85% of the income spending decisions in our homes. So while again you're trying to paint us as the monsters, we are in fact not. We are busy trying to protect ourselves from what you've done. I suggest you do the same.
Can anyone direct me to a video of a liberal woman saying or threatening to like attack a Southern conservative woman? I'm just trying so hard to find even a single video where a liberal woman is making that threat, because I can't stop seeing these like response videos that are like conservative, Southern conservative women, like, we are ready, like, and they all start with like, so apparently the liberal women are preparing to jump us or something, but there is absolutely zero evidence of it. And then you cannot find a single video of like the liberals claiming that they're going to do this. I mean, I know for a damn fact nothing like that would ever cross my mind. I want nothing to do with it. Like, I have zero interest in it, but I'm curious if there is, like, I don't know, an original source video that this whole concept came from. Like, because there are a lot of them. There are a lot of these Southern conservative women, like, preparing to respond, like, you know, they're like, we are armed, like, which, okay, so are liberal women, but like, I get it. If they think that that's a legitimate threat, I understand the response. I understand being like, hey, you're not going to come for us and like think we're not going to fight back. But I just don't think that like anyone's coming for them besides maybe the government. But like, I can't foresee, I just don't think that there's any rational reason why any liberal woman would have ever made that sort of a threat to anyone, like, let alone a Southern conservative. Like, why? What would be the point? Why? What would be the motive? Why would any liberal woman have any desire to attack another woman? Like, what is this? Where is this coming from? Whatever. If there is a video that actually exists where someone said that and made that threat, can someone please, I'm begging you, point me in the, it's okay, buddy, point me in the direction of that video, because I have to know. I can't, like, there's no way that all of these women are just making this up, right?
So this post is going to piss off a lot of low vibrational white women. So if you're a low vibrational white woman, I would advise you to go ahead and scroll, because I ain't arguing with you. If you want somebody to argue with your fucking mother. It's Dr. Larry Smith. I'm a historian, a history professor, entrepreneur, Pan-Africanist, pro-black social scientist, social justice activist, queer boy, and so much more. If you'd like to know more about me, you can actually go and follow my page, or just review my page. And actually, if you like what you see, you can follow me and get more of what you see on your FYP. And if not, I don't give a fuck. White women, what is this?
Are you ready for it? Years, literally decades of pent-up, pushed-down aggression. I am never the first on a trend or a sign-up sheet, but I must be the first Southern woman that y'all jump. I have to be. Baby, I'm salivating. This sounds like more fun than going to TJ Maxx, Ulta, Target, and Starbucks while being kid-free on a Sunday with a clean house. Honey.
So legit question. What the fuck is that? Apparently, white Southern women are having a reaction of some sorts to people saying things about the election. Was there an actual threat made on Southern white women? And if so, by whom? it damn sure couldn't have been nobody black, because we don't give a fuck how y'all vote. Y'all have voted consistently the same way ever since I was a kid, and even before, and you're talking 40 plus years. Y'all hadn't changed your vote. You're probably not going to change your vote. So why would we give a fuck how you vote? So much so to the point to where we want to jump you, and now y'all are all acting like y'all about that life. What I also find quite interesting is that y'all are using the FAFO, which is fuck around and find out, which is black vernacular, to have this conversation and make these threats. Ideally, you're making these threats to black people and brown people, but we don't think so. But you know what? It's not surprising. Why? Because both white men and white women are vile and violent when it comes to trying to promote things that they want. And certainly this doesn't apply to everyone. There are some white people who have done the work to deconstruct and to dismantle their affinity and their connection and their satiable desire for white supremacy. But like the people in these videos, there are some who are bloodthirsty to hurt people for whatever reason. The real question is, am I surprised? No. These are the same people whose ancestors as young children, and some of them as little girls, attended lynchings and watched people be brutally dehumanized and killed and tortured. Do I have to remind everyone that it was an evil, vile, Caucasus demon that was the reason why Emmett Till's life was taken, and hundreds of other black men throughout the Jim Crow area, simply blaming them for assaulting them or for even just looking in their direction or not moving when they walk by? So I just don't understand the shock that descendants and some of these same exact people today are just as vile and vicious and violent and bloodthirsty as their ancestors were, or as they were in the past. These people haven't changed in the last 50 years. It for a while became taboo for them to be openly and overtly racist. However, after 2016, they have put all of it being taboo, all of their pride, all of their shame, all of their inhibitions with being racist. They moved that shit to the side and say you can just accept the racist as it is. And obviously we know that that's a direct response or white lash to not only Barack Obama, but to black people being a little more forceful and trying to get heard when it comes to things like diversity, equity, inclusion, when it comes to police reform, and things like that. So you're seeing the response to a push for equality. But like I said, it's in their DNA, right? It is completely part of who they are. There has to be an intentional dismantling, an intentional decision to not be like this. So when you see them trying to incite violence, when you see them trying to promote violence, when you see them bloodthirsty and wanting to enact violence, they are simply being who they have always been in the Western world, in America, and in this fucking country. And we're not going to act like that mentality started during the Jim Crow era in the 1950s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. That shit goes back to the 1740s, 50s, and 60s, and probably the 1640s, 50s, and 60s. Because at the end of the day, these people were just as despicable and vile during the institution of slavery. One of the worst people to deal with on a plantation was the plantation mistress. Because more times than not, her husband had had some illustrious affairs with some of his slave women and had had children. And she deeply resented her husband for that. But she didn't go against her husband's will. She faithfully followed him and voted the way he voted and did the things that he did just the way that he did it for security. So they were still voting the best interest of their husbands even back on the plantations. But there is no reason to assume that 100, 200, 300 years later that somehow you're dealing with different people. You're dealing with the same shit. So while I find this angry white woman movement interesting, somewhat comical, because I know you're not going to do anything but punt to your husbands as y'all have done for the last 300 plus years, to come do the dirty work. When y'all create the fires, y'all let them come and extinguish those fires. But this is comical. First of all, I know y'all can't be talking to black women because sisters don't need to be fucked with right now. Because I can promise you, it won't just be a beat down. It'll be a beat up. It'll be a beat left and a beat right if you go fucking with a black woman in this very moment. So you might want to think that one through. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody scared of your white threats anymore. If y'all think that it is going to be as easy to get us up on trees as it was to get our ancestors, really, truthfully, from the deepest depths of my soul, fuck around and find the fuck out. I can promise you, it ain't gonna go the way it's going in this head of y'all's. Because y'all love to invoke violence. Y'all love to make these threats and throw this violence out here because y'all assume that y'all have a capitalism. And I find it funny because there's all kind of stereotypes about black people being violent, yet y'all constantly throw these threats at us. We're not threatening y'all. We generally mind our business. We don't give a fuck how you voted. But guess what? If you truly want to know the might and force of black people, act out on what you're thinking you acting out on. I can promise you, you're going to regret that decision. Because black people have had enough. And what we've been holding, some of y'all been holding things 20 years. One of the ladies said, I've been holding this for years. Well, black people have been holding this shit for centuries. 4 centuries. And if ever black people decide to come together and rise up against this bullshit country and what y'all have done to us, you better believe there'll be no more United States. Because just as we created this shit, we can tear this shit down and end this shit. So y'all might want to start talking peace as opposed to talking violence, because it ain't gonna get nowhere with us. Not today.
So instead of just saying that you feel foolish and that you may not be as smart as you thought you were, you'd rather make up a lie. You'd rather make up a lie. It's like the world is laughing and mocking you and picking at you. So the best thing you can think of is to make up a lie and become the victim. So now if you're the victim, you don't seem so foolish. You did what you did. You felt how you felt. Some people are losing their marriages, their kids over this. Like, it's serious. It's deep. But just use that same energy that you had when you went to the polls. You don't care about nobody else. If you don't care about nobody else, it's like a telltale sign that you don't care about nobody else. So you're not trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? You're not really trustworthy, and this shows. This is proof. You make up a lie so that you're no longer the victim and you have people on your side. Now you want people standing up for you because everybody's laughing and mocking you. So you make up a lie so you have people on your side to stand up for you. You want to flip the tables. You want to turn the tables. But guess what? Everybody's onto you. Everybody's onto you now. You look even more foolish. Nobody's coming to hurt you or attack you. They never were, and they never did. It was always a lie. Even years ago, when men of color lost their lives because of lies. It's always lies. So it makes perfect sense why you would fall for a liar. Now you feel silly for falling for a liar. But you're one and the same. You're one and the same. But nobody's coming for you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody is checking you. We're actually going the other way, fast as hell. Fast as hell. Jumping you for what, child? You wish you was that important. You're not. And you just proved why. And another thing, this is dangerous because this is also a setup for you to provoke black women or women who didn't vote like you. This is a setup for you to provoke us. And then as soon as we try to defend ourselves, well, you know, they said it was going to jump us. They said it was going to attack us. We're scared. No. Y'all are some, these motherfuckers are something, y'all. God. Woo. There's no other country. Like, this is insane. Now I see with the internet and TikTok and places like this, you don't get away with that stupid shit. You can't, like, years ago, it was like everybody just believed what they said, but now we see. Golly. And another thing, this video getting longer and longer. Our ancestors had to go through this, y'all. Our ancestors had to go through this. This is insane. Like, and then somebody was like, stop calling on your ancestors. We are the ancestors. We are our ancestors. So we have power. Our ancestors were us. We're just in a different time. But this is crazy. They're crashing out. They're crashing out.
I know what's crazy is that all I've seen on my FYP for these last couple of days are Southern women who are so concerned that liberal women are coming for them and they're going to strap up and yada, yada, yada. Honey, we're not coming for y'all. We don't want anything to do with you. We want to stay far away from you, okay? And I know that y'all feel the same way about us. I realize that this is mutual, okay? We just want to be in our houses, reading our books, scary, I know, and organizing to try and figure out what we can do to support other women and minorities, etc. Okay? And quite frankly, the craziest part about all this is that you know who got y'all all riled up? A man. A man got y'all all riled up. I seen the video. A man got y'all riled up, and you just ran with that, which is gross. But you know, believe what you want to believe. All I'm trying to say is, we're not coming for you. We really aren't. So I hope that y'all have a happy Monday and stay blessed. And you don't need to fret. It's a non-issue.
Thank you for making it this far into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, share, subscribe. In my opinion, I don't care about the blue bracelet. It's all of you until it's none of you. We needed you during the election because we know you could make a difference, and you chose not to. And in my opinion, a white woman's ego is right next to the white man's ego. When you watch those old movies where the white man, he beats her and mistreats her, she notices the servants in the house, right? Or people around her, black people around her, looking at her like, "Ooh, your man just whooped that ass." Her ego takes over. Now she has to blame a black man. She has to blame a black woman for it, right? You can't just erase all of that with a blue bracelet. Please miss me with that. Thank you. Again, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for your support. Have a great Monday.